expense at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting.
For more information, go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports or text Chicago Sports to 33239. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting, where sports broadcasting careers begin.
Why are we so blessed? I think it's pretty obvious.
We're in a league of our own on SportsTownChicago.com.
Back here on SportsTownChicago.com. Kyle Griffin alongside Dr. Pete. And it's game 2 of the doubleheader. Moraine Valley Cyclones taking on the Lake County Lancers. The Lancers defeated the Cyclones 5-0 in game 1 of the doubleheader. Few lineup changes for both teams. You got Stay Soon. Moving over to shortstop, and Keurig going to be pitching. And pitching for the Lancers is still Cooley, who threw a bit of a gem in the first game, and she starts off fast to Wheaton here in the first inning.
Now, why not start out that way? What else you got? If she had it going, why not continue that along?
Yep, exactly. 1-1 count to Wheaton. And here comes the pitch from Cooley. Swung on and fouled right over the top of our heads. That one's going to go into the marshy area, but luckily it's a yellow ball, so you'll be able to find that one pretty easy. 1-2 is the count.
One thing that's interesting about the sport of softball in general is because it's such a natural motion of the human body to throw underarm. Pretty much you could throw that way all day, all night, day after day after day.
I don't know if I could.
Well, true, but well, that's why you have some of the great softball players in history. The Kate Osterman, the Jenny Finch. You start every game.
Yeah, you do. That one swung on and missed by Wheaton, and the first strikeout of the game, and starting things off here for MVCC. And in the box now is Stasunis. That was going to be swung on and hit out to left field. She's going to be able to get there. Graham makes the catch out there in left field. Wow, beautiful catch right there for Graham. And Stasunis put a charge into that one.
She had the right idea. I mean, Kyle, they saw her for 7 full innings. They know what she's all about. They know what pitch is going to be coming which way, where it's going to drop, where it's going to rise, and they've been putting a ride all day. They have been putting a ride all day and just haven't been able to clear.
That they have. Stark up next against Cooley. Starts her off with the ball high. That pitch swung on and fouled straight back by Stark. 1-1 is the count. And 2 outs here in the top of the first. Things switch around. Moraine Valley is going to be your away team, and the Lancers are going to be the home team. So if you were wondering why Moraine Valley was up, here comes the pitch. That one's going to be a ball on the outside portion of the plate. A little bit more vocal of a home plate umpire as they have switched. And you get the first base official now behind home plate. 1-2 is the count. 2 outs. That pitch on the inside portion of the plate to Stark. 2-2 is your count. Or 3-1. Sorry, that's going to be 3-1 count.
That's fine.
And here comes the pitch. Swung on and hit out to right field. Pacifume, who just came in, camps under that one and makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down. And we'll see what Lake County can do. Here, right back. SportsTownChicago.com.
With football season finally around the corner.
That ain't true!
Yes, it is, and that's why you need the Sports Hump for your pigskin fix. Wednesdays from 10 to 1, Rick and Ian.
They like playing with each other.
Well, that may be true, but they will break down the thoughts of the brightest minds in the game.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
I don't know anything.
It's Division I football. It's the Big 12.
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it.
Show off any of our geniusness.
So tune in to the Sports Hump, Wednesdays from 10 to 1 on SportsTownChicago.com.
My son is always going up to his room to listen to SportsTownChicago.com. I'm a little worried.
Leave me alone.
Frankly, I'm scared he's going to go blind.
1, 2, 3. My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and I know for sure.
And back here on SportsTownChicago.com, Kyle Griffin alongside Dr. Pete going into the bottom of the first inning. And the Lancers are going to start things off here. Pitching now for the Cyclones is going to be Keurig. Moving over to shortstop is going to be Stay Sunis. Coming into play, right field is going to be Anderson. And everything from there is the same for them. So we're going to get a couple of changes. Nothing too crazy, but here things are going to start off. And starting off for Lake County, their lineup is relatively the same except for Courtney Passafume, who made that play at the top of the first out there in right field as a ball comes flying my way. But the lineup is relatively the same. Deanna Wise, Casey Mata, Alexis Lopez, Brenda Botzenhart, Shannon Cooley, Mary Vandermeer, Hannah Graham, and Shala Sanchez, and Courtney Passafume rounding things off in the 9-hole. So that is the only change for you, Lake County fans.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the pitching change of Keurig on the mound now. Again, a lot of different positions out there defensively. New third, new second, new short, new pitch. For Moraine Valley on the defensive side. Let's see if Keurig can get him over the plate.
And here comes the pitch from Keurig. That one's going to go high. Coming in, a little bit of the jitters. Talking to her before this second game. She just wants to get in and do best for her team. Keurig with a weird delivery pitch. That was going to be a strike right on the outside portion of the plate. Starts it off.
That's a nice thing to say, Griff.
What a weird delivery.
Could be unique.
It is. It's compared to what we saw in the first game. It's a very different approach. She starts off low and brings it through. Good changeup. That was going to hit through the right side of the hole. That one's going to go through Stark and Veen. And getting on base is Deanna Wise to start things off here against Keurig.
Yeah, but at least what you like to see is Keurig getting it over the plate, allowing them to make the hit, because that hits a little different way. That hits 2-3 inch, few inches to the right, Veen able to get to it.
Up next is Casey Mata. In that first game, Mata went 3 for 4. And here comes the pitch from Keurig. Runner off with the pitch. That one's going to be a foul. And squaring her on the bunt is Mata. And taking off there is Deanna Wise. A very smart play. Something we didn't see in that first game.
Yeah.
So you're seeing something different here as Reynolds creeps in over at third base, and so does Veen. Here comes the pitch from Keurig. Runner off with the pitch again, and that bunt goes foul by Mata.
As we heard, Renken had a foul tip right off the inner part of the ankle, right on the bone. So little ginger off, playing off that one. Not able to do a lot of catching in between the two contests. So hopefully she's able to complete this second game.
Yeah, she's a tough cookie. Here comes the pitch from Keurig. That one's going to be low in the dirt. That one's going to get away from Renken. It's right at her feet. But Wise able to get second on that pitch right there.
As we just say, the ankle injury, not a lot of movement behind the plate right now. No outs. Runner on second. Count in favor of Moraine.
Pitch from Keurig. Swung on and hit. That one's going to be picked up cleanly by Stark. Fires it over to Veen and gets the out. Getting the runner over, though, is Deanna Wise going to be standing at third. And Mata, the ground out. Go 4-3 on that one if you're scoring at home.
Yeah, runner at third right now. But again, what you like to see if you're a Cyclone fan, Keurig getting the ball over the plate, letting your defense do some work, not trying to do everything yourself. You got a dangerous hitter up in Lopez. So if you're at Lake County right now, you are really happy about this runner at third.
Yeah, pitch to Lopez. Strike right down the middle of the plate. Lopez was 0 for 1 in that first game with 2 walks and a ground out. So pitch low. That one's going to go high.
It tried to off-speed it a bit to get Lopez out in front of it. Stayed a bit high. One's across the board.
Keurig back in the circle. And here comes the pitch. That one's going to be low in the dirt to Lopez.
Bit low. Lopez, as we said last game, her and Sanchez, the queens of patience back there.
Yep.
They wait for that hit.
Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be swung on and hit out to short center field. Going to be picked up by Ruvalcaba, but fires it in, and the run comes in to score on that sharp single out to center field.
Yeah, and there you go. Already first run with 1 out for Lake County. But like we said, if you're Moraine, you tried to outpitch them last game, not able to do so. This game, let's see what the defense can do. Let's make them swing the bat. Let's make them get that great contact.
And Botzenhart up next, swung on and fouled over towards the right side. Hit a evergreen tree. 0-1 is the count.
Good call on the type of tree there, Griff.
Yeah, I know my...
There's some interesting trees around these parts, so,
Got the Lion King tree. Pitch from Keurig. Off-speed pitch going to be hit over to Reynolds. You're going to fire it over to second base, and Stark, they're going to get the lead runner, Lopez, out on the force out. Good play by Reynolds.
Yeah, Reynolds threw it a bit low, so give a lot of credit there to Stark derking that one out and hopping onto the bag in time. 2 outs, and there's that one run on the board. But either way, like we've said, Urchel putting it over. Let's play some softball.
Yep, Cooley up next. That pitch is going to be low and in the dirt to her. Not only did she pitch a gem in that first game, but she was able to get on base 3 times, 2 fielder choices, and a triple that played around the game-winning runs.
Yeah. If
you do say so. 2-0 is the count to Cooley.
Kirk throwing that one a bit high.
As Cooley back into the box, and here comes the pitch from Kirk. That one's going to be low in the dirt. 3-0 to Cooley.
And she keeps him low and inside quite often, Griff. But when she puts him out over the plate, I mean, there's a lot of good control there.
That one low and in the dirt. 4 straight pitches, and Shannon Cooley is on base. And Botsenhart moves over to second. Up next, Mary Vandermeer. When that first game was 0 for 3 with a walk, a strikeout, and 2 flyouts.
Yeah, again, right now, if you're Kirk, you're saying there is one person I got to worry about. That is the hitter at home. Don't worry about the ducks on the pond.
Pitch to Vandermeer, low. That one right below the kneecaps. That one not going to be called a strike. That one probably would have been called a strike in the first game, but got a different umpire back there, so different strike zones. And here comes the pitch from Keurig. Strike right on the inside portion of the plate. Beautiful pitch to Vandermeer.
Yeah, a little bit of finger pain, Keurig said before the game, so fighting through that right now. Able to deliver the pitch exactly where she wants it.
Pitch from Keurig. Off-speed pitch, low and in the zone. 2-1 to Vandermeer. Runners on first and second. Cooley at first and Botsenhart at second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first at Moraine Valley Community College. Listening to SportsTownChicago.com. Pitch from Keurig, swung on and fouled straight back by Vandermeer.
Hits a little hut.
Yeah, hits the soccer shed. 2-2. 2 outs. 2 runners on.
2's across the board now, just that one run across so far. 2 runners on the base paths.
Pitch from Keurig, off-speed pitch. That's going to be hit out to short center, but that one's going to be picked up by Wheaton, and the runner's going to come in and score. Botsenhart, as Stacey Eunice and Wheaton could neither get there, and that run's going to come across. That is going to be Botsenhart going to make it all the way around.
Yeah. Runners at first and second. Again, good run there. Not really close, or not even close, should I say, to a play at the plate. Again, making them put the bat on the ball, and that one dropped just past the outstretched arm of the shortstop.
Up next is Hannah Graham. Here comes the pitch from Keurig. Strike right down the middle of the plate to Graham. As you can see, Keurig a little upset at herself for giving up these 2 runs here in this first inning. Runners on first and second. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and fouled over towards those evergreen trees again. Runners taking off with the pitch, but they got to go back. 0-2 on Graham. 2 outs, 2 runs across here in the bottom of the first.
At least if you are Moraine Valley, you know there's slight injury there at catcher. You got some other players that can step in with that position.
And beautiful pitch right there from Keurig to end the inning. Gets Graham looking. That'll go down. Coming up next for Moraine is going to be Ruvalcaba, Reynolds, and Keurig. We'll be right back here. SportsTownChicago.com.
Hey guys, it's Pete McMurray. Every time I'm out and about, people always ask, Pete, how do I become a DJ? How can I hang out at cool concerts, go backstage, and most importantly, be on the air? Well, I'm here to tell you about the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting trains you for a career in radio, TV, and web design, on air and behind the scenes. Classes meet 3 days or nights a week, and in less than a year, you'll be ready to start your career in broadcasting. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting offers hands-on training, exciting internships, job placement assistance, and financial aid for those who qualify. They'll help get you into a career that you can love at their suburban campus in Lombard. They're enrolling now for upcoming classes, and seats are filling up quickly. To get started, go to beonair.com/rock. That's beonair.com/rock, or you can text ROCK to 33239. That's ROCK to 33239. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting, where broadcasting careers begin.
Butt scratcher!
No, Peter.
Butt scratcher!
Peter, no.
Butt scratcher!
No.
Butt scratcher!
SportsTownChicago.com doing the dirty work so you don't have to.
Somebody sexy, tell them, hey.
And back here on SportsTownChicago.com as the Lake County Lancers get out to a 2-run lead early against the Cyclones. Starting things off for MVCC, Rubalcaba, Reynolds, and Keurig. Let's see.
Rubalcaba.
Rubalcaba in that first game was 0 for 3 with a strikeout and 2 flyouts. So let's see if she can change the tides here in the second inning for the Cyclones. Still on the mound is Cooley for the Lancers. Here comes the pitch. That pitch on the inside portion of the plate, a little bit too inside for the umpire there. Calls that one a ball. As Rubalcaba with the
Rubalcaba.
That pitch low from Cooley, 2-0 against Rubalcaba.
Yeah, Cooley right now. She's been pitching a lot today, so
Swung on and hit. That one's going to be hit right up the middle. Cooley couldn't get it. Botzenhart couldn't get it. And on base is Rubalcaba starting things off here in the second inning.
smart play there. Coach was telling them between games, hey, stay on top of the ball, do what you got to do, knock it right back up the middle. Look how many singles they've had in the both games, hitting it right into that exact position.
Yep, and up next is Reynolds. On deck is Keurig. And Cooley steps into the circle, gets her sign.
Here's the sign.
And here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed by Reynolds. Reynolds struck out in her pinch hit appearance in that first game against Cooley. So she's looking to redeem herself here with a runner on base. Here comes the pitch from Cooley. Swung on and fouled. That one's going to be hit over towards the left side. But that one's going to stay in the park and not go over into the weeded area. 0-2 on Reynolds. Runner on first, Rubalcaba. As Cooley gets the ball back from over by the fence. And Reynolds waits. Up after Keurig is going to be Veen. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed by Reynolds. She goes down swinging for the second time against Cooley. Up next is Keurig.
Keurig had some good plate appearances in the first game. Now on the hill herself.
Swung on and hit. That one's going to be hit between Mata and second base, and coming all the way over to third is going to be Rubalcaba. As good piece of hitting right there on the first pitch by Keurig. You gotta love that.
I tell you, if they would have given her the green light, it would have been close, but that may have been a run as that second baseman got the ball, looked to first right away, didn't look home. It would have been close. It would have been close to say the least.
Veen up to bat. Runners on the corners. Cooley gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Strike right on the inside portion of the plate to Veen. 0-1 is the count. One out here in the top of the second. Runners on first and third.
Yeah, close call on the inside. Veen make good contact, try to pop one up, get that runner home.
Here comes the pitch. That ball a little bit too inside. As Veen has to hop out of the way a little bit.
Cooley was looking for that one. It was close to the same placement, but bit inside. 1-1 your count, one out here.
And here comes a pitch from Cooley. That pitch as Lopez doesn't throw it down as Keurig takes second. And not a bad decision right there to take
No,
second base, and a smart
not
ball.
at all. Now you have two of your fastest players at second and third. Veen, one good sac fly, gets him home, advances.
That pitch high to Veen from Cooley. 2-2 is the count.
This is the Moraine that brings you to 8-2 in the conference, Kyle, with a very good near 500 record overall.
Here comes the pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back as Veen continues to fight here with runners on second and third here in the top of the second inning.
Yeah, you had the right idea. If you're Veen, get underneath it, pop it high, try to get those runners advanced. Cooley right now.
Ooh, good pitch on the inside portion of the plate to Veen. That's been called, but kind of leery on whether that was a little bit too inside or right over the heart of that plate.
Either way, Kyle, it's been called today. You can't leave the bat on the shoulder if you're the Cyclones. Rankin now. This is the first time Cooley has been in some trouble here today.
Yes, it has. And Rankin up to bat next. That one's going to be hit. And that one's going to be hit right over the second baseman's head. Both runners are going to come around to score. And Rankin with a stand-up single. You can tell that ankle's still bothering her. She hobbled her way down to first. Oh, but both runners come in on the RBI single by Rankin.
And now you got speedster Anderson up. Like I said in the first game, shocked that they didn't necessarily run her at all. But she's got some wheels on. Let's see what she attempts to do here at the plate. At that one, they are at the knees, Kyle. They are going to call that every time here in the second game.
Yes, they will. As Anderson starts off with a strike. Runner on first base is Rankin. 2 outs here. Swung on and fouled straight back. Good cut right there by Anderson. She's seeing it good right now. Let's see if she can move Rankin over and get on base herself. Cooley gets her sign, and here's the pitch. Swung on and missed as Moraine goes down, but they tie things up here in the second inning. Let's see if the Lancers can counterattack. We'll be right back here, SportsTownChicago.com.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting, with hands-on training and face-to-face industry networking, has helped launch several great broadcasting careers. Illinois Center for Broadcasting graduate Jarrell Jernigan.
At ICB, the most important lesson that I learned was that you get what you put into it. The days that you're at school, you have class for only 4 hours, and that doesn't do any justice. You actually have to put forward the time, grab an internship. You can't learn anything unless you're actually there at a real station learning what goes on. I'm currently at Cumulus Broadcasting, currently part-timer, helping out with anything between promotions to production to even on air at times. And I couldn't have done that without the help of ICB and without an internship from Cumulus Broadcasting, 97 ZOK.
You just heard it firsthand, so now it's your turn. Call the Illinois Center for Broadcasting at 630-916-1700 to schedule a campus tour. That's 630-916-1700. Or visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting, where broadcasting careers begin.
Lions and Tigers and
the Bears. The Bears.
On SportsTownChicago.com.
Back here on SportsTownChicago.com, Kyle Griffin alongside Dr. Pete. Here in the bottom of the second inning at Moraine Valley Community College on the south side. I love the south side, Seems
South
like
side?
home because I'm always here, even though I'm from the really far south. So starting things off for the Lancers is going to be number 23, Sanchez. And then the new player, number 3, Pacifume. And then back to the top of the order with Wise. Keurig. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be a strike right at the knees to Sanchez. And Keurig starts off fast. That's what you like to see from Keurig. Getting those 2 runs back. We're at an even ball game here, so no worries now. Here comes the pitch from Keurig. That one's going to be swung on and hit down the third base line, but that one's going to roll foul as Reynolds makes the smart decision and lets that one roll foul before she touches it. 2 strikes on Sanchez.
Yeah, there's been a delay in that half inning as Ketch needed some time to get those pads back on. Again, like you said, very gingerly made her way to first base.
Here comes the pitch from Keurig. Swung on and hit. That one's going to be hit over to Stark, but she fires over to Veen. Picks that one up cleanly. 1 out. 4-3 if you're scoring at home.
Kyle, I think Keurig right now is really getting into the minds of the hitters for Lake County. Very elongated delivery is what she's showing out there, and for a patient team is making that patience wear very thin.
Yeah, it is. With that elongated delivery, you gotta kind of wait. That pitch to Passafume. That is Courtney Passafume, who came in and is playing right field for the Lancers. Pitch from Keurig, maybe a little bit low. Maybe a shorter batter, so at the strike zone shrinks. Strike right down the middle of the plate to Passafume.
Yeah, right at the belt. Perfect throw for Keurig. Lake County, first time allowing some runs here today. We're pretty much back at zeros.
And the pitch from Keurig. Swung on and fouled back by Passafume. That one was right at her eye line. I don't know, I think she might want that one back.
I got one hit in my career, swinging almost tomahawk style. It was a bloop over the first baseman. Coach was like, "Thank you for getting a hit. You are going to be running after for swinging at that."
Keurig with the pitch. Going to be swung on and fouled. And then thought it might have been a drop third, but throwing it down to first base anyway. Smart decision, just in case.
A.J. Przinsky style.
Yep.
For as much as I may not like Mr. Przinsky, he is one of the smartest catchers.
Yes, he is. That was swung on and missed by Passafume. Swung on and missed. Good pitch by Keurig. Got Passafume swinging. And 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. And up next, Deanna Wise. Got a single in the first inning, stole second, and then came around to score. And here comes the pitch. Going to be low in the dirt. 2 Wise. 0-1. Start things off here. 2-2 here in the bottom of the second. 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and hit. That one's going to be hit out towards Anderson. She's going to let that one drop in front of her, but it's going to skirt away. And she's going to throw it in. But sliding in safely to second is Wise on the E9.
Can't let it get you if you're Keurig right now. Bit of a blip in right field by Anderson. E9 gets the advancement from a routine single. Mad up right now. She wants to try to bring that runner home. Lake County likes to have that lead. One good swing, she gets that lead right back.
And this is very true. Cassie Mata up, and the pitch from Keurig. That's going to be a ball low and inside. Trying to get that changeup over against Mata.
Yeah, both teams, both pitchers right now, Kyle, really trying to pound that low and inside corner because Ump is calling it.
Swung on and hit. That one's going to be hit over to Stacey Unis. Fires it over, but that one's going to get away from Veen. And it throwing error. I don't know if we're going to give that one to Stacey Unis or to Veen. I think you're going to have to give that one to Veen because that one was in her kitchen. She should have been able to pick that one up cleanly. As the runner comes across to score on the error.
Yeah, I'm going to go E3 on that one, Kyle, as Stacey Unis got it there in time. Yeah, it was low, but still on one to pick that up. You try to get it off the hop or stretch out a little further to get it before it hops, but either way, runner was getting there in time. 3-2, there's that score. Mata able to do what she needs to do, and now one of the queens of patience, as we like to say, Lopez up.
Yep, Lopez got on base in the first inning. That pitch right there from Keurig, ball on the inside portion of the plate. It's a fine line right there on that inside portion, so just kind of got to figure it out. That was a strike right there to Lopez. 1-1 is the count.
Yeah, low and inside. Keurig pounding it. Cooley pounding it. Waiting for those hitters to know they got to start pulling this thing.
2 out. That one a little bit too far inside. Lopez had to jump out of the way. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. Lopez at the dish. As Keurig gets her sign. And here comes the delivery. Swung on and hit. That one's going to be picked up by Keurig. Throws that one over to Veen and gets the out. 1-3 on the out. So that is the way it's going to end here in the bottom of the second. As the Lancers get one back, we'll come right back here and see if the Cyclones can do the same right here, SportsTownChicago.com.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting, with hands-on training and face-to-face industry networking, has helped launch several great broadcasting careers. Illinois Center for Broadcasting graduate Danielle Tufano.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting was the stepping stone that I needed to start my career in radio. They told me I needed to be ready to work hard, and I was. I worked in my internship, which led to a few different temporary jobs in radio, and now I'm doing middays for the station I interned at. Essentially, I worked my way up from the very bottom of the totem pole, and I couldn't be happier. Yeah, it wasn't easy, but it's what I wanted, so I made it happen.
You just heard it firsthand, so now it's your turn. Kickstart your career in radio or television now. Call the Illinois Center for Broadcasting at 630-916-1700 to schedule a campus tour. That's 630-916-1700. Or visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting, where broadcasting careers begin.
Why are we so blessed? I think it's pretty obvious.
We're in a league of our own on SportsTownChicago.com.
And back here on SportsTownChicago.com. Kyle Griffin alongside Dr. Pete here in Moraine Valley on the south side. As the Lancers got one back there in the bottom of the second. Going into the top of the third is going to be the top of the order for the Cyclones. Wheaton, Stasunis, and Stark went 1-2-3 in that first inning against Cooley, who's still on the mound. She continues to fire gems here. So let's see if Wheaton, Stasunis, and Stark can get anything going for the Cyclones. As get the huddle on the mound for the Lancers. Get the little hip bump and the crazy dance going back out to the field. I always like to see that with softball. They always have it's very good team camaraderie.
It is. We don't have that in the broadcast booth because we hate each other. But
this is very true. As that pitch right there from Cooley is going to go high to Wheaton. 1-0 on the count.
Wheaton had a good first game, made some good contact, drove some well.
That pitch low, skips up off the plate and catches the home plate umpire.
Yeah.
Thank God he's not a man, or she's she's not a man, because that caught it in the funny part area. 2-0 is the count.
I hope nobody ever listens to our broadcast, Kyle. Especially when you're on the play. That's weird. That's a man what?
3-0 is the count.
Good God.
Wheaton.
Fire us.
Here comes the pitch. That's going to be a strike right down the middle of the plate. As Wheaton taking the whole way. 3-2 is the score.
Do you like wheat thins at all?
I do like wheat thins. I actually I found some garlic and herb ones.
Do you put any cheese whiz on it?
No, I'm not. I'm actually not a big cheese whiz fan. As that pitch to Wheaton goes high, and a base on balls to her, and Stasunis up next, trying to redeem herself after that first inning fly out to Graham. Let's see if she can put one out here. Pitch from Cooley on the outside portion of the plate. Snap throw back over there. Just back in time is Wheaton.
Back in time. Boop, 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 boop.
On deck is Stark.
No Huey Lewis?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Here comes the pitch. That pitch on the inside portion of the plate to Stasunis. She has to slide out of the way and jump almost out of the batter's box. That's Cooley pinching that inside corner. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner on first. Strike right over the outside portion of the plate to Stasunis. 2-1 is the count.
I tell you right now, the Cyclones giving Lake County a taste of their own medicine from game 1 of this doubleheader. Being patient.
Swung on and hit over to... That's going to go for the double play, but not going to be able to get to Stasunis at first. Botsenhart to Mata, but couldn't make the exchange over to first. Force out at second. First out at the inning.
Hey, right idea, hitting it up the middle. But because that runner's on first, Short was a little more in position. But right now, Cyclones making good contact. And another pitch there for Stark. Strike called. But Cooley right now, she's still got the pitches down. She's got the defense behind her, and they are playing sound, fundamental defense.
That they are. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be swung on and hit. Ooh, but Botzenhart makes the catch and back in time as Stasunis at first. Good idea by Botzenhart to fire that one over, as Stasunis thought that one was going to go over the top of Botzenhart. 2 outs.
Good play there. Shortstop, she's earning her keep now at short with the great almost turn 2 and that high stab at it. Paying attention, Kyle. She is paying attention.
Yep. Up next is Ruvalcaba.
Ruvalcaba.
2 outs here in the top of the third. 3-2, the Lancers lead. Scoring around the bunt, but faking it and pulling it back. Firing it down to second is Lopez. But Stasunis caught stealing. And that is the way things are going to end here, as Ruvalcaba is going to come back up in the 4th inning. So 3-2 is your score going into the bottom of the third. We'll see if the Cyclones can stop the Lancers from tacking on right here, SportsTownChicago.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Mielhausen, host of The Fight Club, right here on SportsTownChicago.com. And if you want to hear exciting highlights like this,
I mean, you can go deep. Oh, he got rocks. Dos Santos looking for the finish.
He's out.
It is all
He's out.
over.
Good left hand.
The end is there. And that is it. Just like that. Game, set, match. Hector Lombard. Got it. They are losing for the first time.
and make sure you tune in to the only MMA show here in Chicago. So make sure you tune in to The Fight Club on SportsTownChicago.com.
SportsTownChicago.com brings you the inside information and winning strategies from the top coaches in the state of Illinois for high school sports in their web video series, The Coach's Corner. Hear about how the coaches and players of the elite teams in the state practice in the offseason, stories that inspire them to achieve, pregame rituals, superstitions, and much more. Find out how the best of the best are the best with the Sportstown Chicago Coach's Corner. Only on SportsTownChicago.com. In a league of our own.
106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Where Chicago sports live. SportsTownChicago.com.
And back here on SportsTownChicago.com, that one, they're going to get a pop out to Stasunis, who's going to come over and make the catch. That is Brenda Botzenhart, who flew out there. And up next is Shannon Cooley, one out here. In the bottom of the third, here comes the pitch. That pitch on the inside portion of the plate. Trying to continue to get that inside portion.
Look at you.
I know, I finally got a jacket. I'm so excited.
Team Mom coming through in the clutch.
Exactly. Shot hit in between Reynolds and Stasunis. And Cooley gets on base, helping out her cause.
Maybe there's juice boxes at the end of this game.
Yeah, maybe. I always loved Team Moms when they would bring the juice boxes.
The Ecto Cooler, the high C stuff.
Ecto Cooler.
Maybe some Capri Sun in a little pouch. He always had trouble stabbing through. My friends would stab me because I was fat.
Oh, fat jokes. It's always the best when you can poke fun of yourself for being.
There's a lot of poking.
Pitch from Carrick to Vandermeer. Low and in the dirt. One out here. Runner Cooley. 3-2 is your score in the bottom of the third. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Here comes the pitch from Carrick. Ooh, ball right on the inside portion of the play. Had to go a little bit above the letters. 2-0 to Vandermeer.
That went right above the bottom swoop of the Y of county.
Here comes the pitch. Swung on and hit. That one's going to be hit out to short right field. Coming in as Anderson makes the play, but runners are going to advance to second as Cooley gets over there safely, and Vandermeer on first with the single.
Yeah, 1 out, runners on. Like we said, Carrick and Stasunis, very different styles. Stasunis, she wants to get the K. She wants to get you out at the plate. Carrick, hey, I'm going to let my defense do it. If you think about it, none of the hits for Lake County have been scorchers, some screechers. It is all bloops right over the infield.
Yes, it is. Pitch from Carrick high to Hannah Graham, still wearing the long sleeve black shirt for Lake County.
How's the fleece holding up?
It is holding up very well.
Does it fit?
It a little snug, but it goes over the arms. So I'm not gonna complain, especially when it's a warm jacket on a cold day. That was sunny.
I told you should have brought a coat.
I know. You're always right. 2-0 to Graham.
when you get old like me, you learn things. It's like, man, when my dad used to hit me upside the head because I didn't wear enough layers.
Yeah, you learn. 3-0 to Graham with runners on first and second. Here comes the pitch. Strike right down the middle of the plate. Hannah Graham had her bat on her shoulder.
Yeah, she did not. She was walking out of the batter's box while I was going down the pipeline, so she did not want to swing at that.
3-1. Here comes the pitch. Strike 2 right on the outside portion of the plate. Graham couldn't pull the trigger on that one.
You got to think when it's cold like this, it's got to be so hard to get movement on a softball.
Here comes the pitch from Keurig. Low and in the dirt. Ball 4. The bases are loaded for number 23, Sanchez.
All the ducks on the pond right now, and one of the queens of patience, as we like calling them, Sanchez up at the plate. She is going to make you throw that right where she wants it, and she has no problem taking a walk.
That she doesn't. 3-2 the Lancers lead here in the bottom of the third. Here comes the pitch. Strike right down the middle of the plate to Sanchez. Starting things off fast. That's what she needs to do. They're going to come home on this one if they get the chance. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be low in the dirt. Rankin having a little bit of a trouble squeezing onto that. It's got to be cold squatting back down there because you're not necessarily moving around as much as everybody out there in the field. 1-1, one out here. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be swung on and hit over towards the second baseman. Stark fires it home, but can be dropped by Rankin, and the runner is safe at home. On the fielder's choice to Sanchez. Runners all advance. Vandermeer to third, Graham to second, and Sanchez going to be on first.
Stark with a great throw. Yeah, it was a little below the belt line, but again, the injury to catch for Rankin. She had to, big swing at that one.
That one's going to be hit out to center field. Not going to be picked up cleanly by Ruvalcaba as runners are going to come in. That's going to play 2 of them as the runners advance. 6-2 is your score.
Big hit on the first pitch. Defense almost had a play at that one. If she would have been able to slide underneath that one, easily could have gotten some of the runners off the bags, but not able to get underneath it. Again, it goes back to the play at home. Rankin having to really bend over Kyle and reach for that play at the plate that would have been the force at home.
That pitch right there to Deanna Wise, right down the middle of the plate. Going to go back to the top of the order now for the Lancers. Here comes the pitch. Going for a little bit of an off-speed pitch to Wise, but she lays off of that one.
6-2 your score. 4-run lead right now. 3 so far in this third.
Swung on and hit. That one's going to be hit out to Anderson, but she's right there. And you're going to get the fire home. Well, that one's going to be cut off by Keurig as Sanchez comes in. That's going to be the 4th run of this inning. 7-2 is your score.
Yeah, what a sac fly to right. She knew what she had to do. Even if you went left for Wheaton, you probably wouldn't have had to play at the plate with how deep that one was hit. Anderson tried to, step back a bit to have some room to run into that throw. No room to be had.
Strike 1 to Mata right down the middle of the plate. She's been on base once, so she's 1 for 2 on the day. As Keurig looks in to get her sign. Runner, Passafume out at second. Strike 2 right down the middle of the plate to Mata. Good off-speed pitch right there by Keurig.
Yeah, Keurig. I tell you, the pitches have been there. The defense just hasn't been able to assist as much as necessary, and you got to say the lack of warmth, I'm sure, has been a bit of an issue.
Yep, strike out looking is Mata, and the drop third strike fired over to first. That's the way the bottom of the third is going to end, with them plating 4 runs here. 7-2 is your score. Let's see if the Cyclones can come back. We'll be right back here on SportsTownChicago.com.
In Illinois, more than 300,000 students compete in interscholastic programs taking place in classrooms, auditoriums, gymnasiums, city parks, and stadiums. Students with extracurricular activities tend to have higher grade point averages, better attendance, lower dropout rates, and fewer discipline problems. IHSA sponsors 35 programs that enrich the educational experience and shape the lives of young people in a positive way. Support the schools, teachers, coaches, sponsors, and students who take part in activities sponsored by the Illinois High School Association.
My name is Rod, and I like to party.
And we're Friday Night Hoops, your home for everything high school basketball. We're talking Richards, St. Rita, Lockport, Glenbard East, Glenbard West, Neuqua Valley. You want high school basketball? We got high school basketball, and we like to party.
No, I'm the only one who parties.
I'm pretty sure I've partied before.
No, Kevin, I know for a fact you don't party, okay? You do not party.
You're right.
Friday Night Hoops, we get the party started on SportsTownChicago.com.
Oh my God, shut up, okay?
And back here on SportsTownChicago.com. Speaking of safaris and jungles and odd-looking trees, Africa right there.
Gotta have some Toto in your life every now and again.
Yes, we do. Starting things off for us here in the fourth inning is going to be Ruvalcaba. She actually ended things off, but the Stasunis was caught stealing to end that third inning. So she's going to come back up. Swung on and hit out to center field, but Wise camps under it and makes the catch. As Ruvalcaba goes F8 on that one if you are scoring at home. 1 out, and Cooley continues to cruise.
Yeah, Cooley cruising. Had it going in the first game. A little bit of composure lost in the first part of the second, but finding that groove back. But again, something to keep in mind, though, Kyle, is her defense, they are just in the right place all the time. The balls are being hit right there. You know, it's all a matter of timing right now.
Pitch from Cooley to Reynolds. Strike right on the inside portion of the plate. 1-1 is the count, as that first pitch was a ball. 7-2, the Lancers lead here in the top of the fourth. On deck is Keurig. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be low in the dirt. It's going to be Skip out in front. And Cooley knew that one got a little bit of away from her.
Skip to my Lou, my darling.
2-1 is the count. 1 out here. As Reynolds back in the box. And Cooley with the pitch. Swung on and fouled right over the top of...
Oh, almost hit Jeff's cart.
Oh, yeah, Jeff probably would have been a little upset if that would have hit his cart. But that's all right. It didn't. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And here comes the pitch. That one's going to be high right at the eye line of Reynolds. Laying off of that one. She kind of ducked to make the zone a little bit smaller. 3-2 with 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and hit. That one's going to be hit down the third base line, but that one's going to go foul.
Woo.
That one barely foul right at that third base bag.
That was close.
Yeah, Vandermeer.
Close, but no cigar.
Yeah, Vandermeer didn't know what happened there because that was just a rocket right down that third base line. Full count, 1 out. Here comes the pitch from Cooley. Swung on and hit. That one's going to be hit over to the shortstop, Bottenhart, as she makes the catch.
And she doesn't like keeping the mouthpiece in, apparently.
No, she likes to pop it out of her mouth. If you're scoring at home, once again, F6 on that one. Up next is Keurig. 2 outs in the top of the fourth. On deck is Veen. Here comes the pitch. A little bit of an off-speed pitch gets away from Cooley.
At least she can laugh at herself about the ones that go a bit awry. But again, if I had a 5-run lead, I'd probably be able to smile too.
Yeah, I definitely would be smiling a lot too. Pitch from Cooley, swung on and fouled back by Keurig. That was a little high. She probably could have laid off of that one, but those ones are always the ones that are very enticing because you can see them, the perfect.
One of the team moms getting a decent workout here, going to get the last 2.
Cooley with the pitch. Swung on and hit. That one's going to be hit right up the gut as Keurig gets on base for the second time in a row with the stand-up single with 2 outs. Veen up to bat now on deck is Rankin. But I think we might have a substitution as I think I overheard during the timeout. So we'll see when it comes up. Pitch to Veen, ball on the outside corner as Keurig gets a lead after the pitch. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the fourth inning. 7-2 the Lancers lead. Pitch high to Veen. Cooley 2-0 to Veen. First time she's been behind in a while. Let's see if Rain can make her pay. Pitch from Cooley. All right at the letters. Good eye by Veen.
Let's see if Veen's given the green light. 5-run deficit, or do you try to get somebody on, let Urchel swing the lumber?
Hey, you might want to. Here comes the pitch. Strike right down the middle of the plate. 3-1. Not giving the green light there. She's going to be probably giving the green light here because this is a hitter's count.
It's always touchy when you got Cooley on the mound because she is dangerous with her control.
Swung on and hit. That one's going to be a bloop single out to center field. And getting there is Wise, but not before Keurig can get to second. Bloop single for Veen continues this 2-out rally for the Cyclones.
Yeah, let's see what Urchel can do. First time at the plate, this second game of the doubleheader here, live sportsoundchicago.com, League of Our Own. Lake County taking out the home Cyclones, even though they're not home in the second game.
Pitch to Urchel, swung on and missed. She didn't see that one.
Yeah,
Urchel just swung straight through it.
She's got a very fluid swing, and she made contact.
Swung on and hit. That one's going to be fouled over towards the right base, the first base side. Right base. 2 outs here. 2 strikes on Urchel. 7-2. 2 runners on, first and second. Keurig at second, Veen at first. On deck is Anderson. Here comes the pitch. Ball high to Urchel. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's see if Urchel can get on base and try and plate something across here. Cooley with the pitch. That one's going to be high, and that one's going to get away from Lopez. Runners are going to advance on the passed ball from Cooley.
Yeah, now you got runners in. You got a lot of 2s, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs here in the 4th. Let's see if the Cyclones, you make contact here, you drive 2 in, and you are right back in this one.
Pitch high. 3-2.
Under pressure. Boom, 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 boom.
Urchel has worked it to a full count. Let's see if she can make contact here and get these 2 runners on. Pitch from Cooley. Swung on and fouled straight back. Good contact right there by Urchel.
Urchel's got her swing down, Kyle. As you see, it is a very fluid swing. I know I mentioned it earlier in this at-bat. Very fluid swing. If it's a bit above it, she's going to tip it. But if it gets right in that breadbasket, oh boy.
Swung on and fouled straight back once again. You're right.
Yeah.
She is on. She has her timing. It's just a matter of hitting that sweet spot.
And anytime it goes back like that, you know the timing's there. Cooley knows she can't drop it at all, otherwise big hit. This is a heck of a matchup here. Let's see what Cooley has.
Swung on and hit. That one's going to be hit over to Botzenhart. She picks it up and fires over. And they're going to get the out at first base as Sanchez makes the good stretch. And squandering a beautiful opportunity are the Cyclones. 7-2 is your score going into the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll be right back here, SportsTownChicago.com.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting, with hands-on training and face-to-face industry networking, has helped launch several great broadcasting careers. Illinois Center for Broadcasting graduate Lori Cease.
The Illinois Center for Broadcasting has given me all the necessary tools and resources to take my personal dreams to become a radio DJ to the next level. Not only am I the program director of theedgeonair.com, where you can hear the greatest music you've never heard, but I am also an on-air talent at 96.7 The Eagle, classic rock that really rocks. Again, without ICB, none of this could have been possible. And I would like to accredit all my success because of my start here at the Illinois Center for Broadcasting.
You've just heard it firsthand, so now it's your turn. Call the Illinois Center for Broadcasting at 630-916-1700 to schedule a campus tour. That's 630-916-1700. Or visit beonair.com. That's beonair.com. The Illinois Center for Broadcasting, where broadcasting careers begin.
Here on SportsTownChicago.com, defensive substitutions going. Urchel's going to go over to play first base, and Veen's going to come in to catch as Rankin